Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being truly well-informed. Today, we're unraveling a world woven with ancient prophecies, fated encounters, and a love so powerful it strives to transcend dimensions.
Yeah, we're diving into an extraordinary piece of source material today. It's a comprehensive summary of a renowned Chinese Xianxia drama. For those maybe not familiar, Xianxia is this genre filled with um, immortal cultivation, magic, epic fantasy, often called deep dives in themselves by fans, actually.
Right.
And this particular story, it spans years, grappling with these huge themes, love, sacrifice, duty, and, the very nature of the way.
And our mission today is really to navigate this incredibly rich, intricate narrative. We want to pull out the core insights, the emotional weight from all its twists and turns. We're focusing especially on a young hero, a fated Nua descendant.
Right, the Nua lineage, that's key. Someone descended from an ancient goddess, carrying immense power, often a heady destiny.
Exactly, and the impossibly complex relationships and trials they all face. So you're about to encounter some surprising facts, some really heart-wrenching moments, and characters who embody totally different philosophies. Okay, let's get into it. So our story kicks off with a truly unconventional first meeting. It's between our hero, Li Xiaoyao, and Linger on Immortal Spirit Island. Picture this. Li Xiaoyao accidentally spies on Linger while she's bathing.
Yeah, not the best start.
Not ideal. And it leads, as you'd expect, to this immediate magical confrontation. Her first reaction, she tries to, beat him to death for being a silver thief.
It's a wild start, isn't it? But the real surprise comes when, despite all that hostility, Linger actually recognizes him.
Oh.
Yeah, she identifies him as her childhood savior from 10 years before. But here's the thing, Li Xiao himself, he has absolutely no memory of this.
Wow. Okay, and here's where it gets really fascinating, I think. Linger's memories aren't just, in her head.
No, they're literally stored in these crystal balls hanging from a tree.
Jeez.
Seriously. Showing her 10 years of waiting for him to come back.
Can you even imagine dedicating a decade based on a memory the other person's completely lost?
It's intense. And Li Xiaoyao's initial reason for being there was pretty urgent, too. He needed the purple gold pill.
Right, to save his sick aunt.
Exactly. So, in exchange for this medicine, Linger's grandmother proposes a marriage pact between Linger and Li Xiaoyao.
Okay, that's sudden. You can almost feel his conflict, right? He's wrestling with guilt, reluctance.
Totally. He ultimately tries to call off the wedding. He feels he's just a small-time hooligan, not worthy of her.
Yeah, that self-doubt. But Linger's belief in him, specifically about that stone seed he gave her years ago.
Ah, the seed. Right. Her heartbroken tears literally caused this stone to sprout, proving his words weren't empty.
And that changes things.
It does. He returns, they complete the marriage, and then this unique magical symbol, the Linger mark, appears on his palm.
A visible sign of her love.
Exactly. And it's meant to vanish if his love ever fades. A constant reminder.
Wow. But that bond, it's immediately tested, isn't it?
Oh, immediately. The Bayou cult ambushes Immortal Spirit Island right after he gets the pill.
And it turns out he was basically used to break the island's defenses.
Unwittingly, yeah. And we learn Linger's mother, also a Nua descendant, had sacrificed herself years ago, sealing the water demon beast. History repeating itself almost.
So Linger, she acts.
She does. She uses her own growing Nua powers to push Li Xiaoyao onto a boat to safety. Then she sacrifices herself, trying to save her grandmother,
Yeah.
only to be captured by the cult.
Oh, man. And then comes probably the cruelest twist yet.
Yeah, the memory wipe.
Yeah.
The Bayou cult uses this thing called Forget Sorrow Go.
Like a magical amnesia bug.
Kind of, yeah. A mystical parasite that erases his memories of Linger, the island, everything.
Oh.
Turns him right back into that useless hooligan persona.
Ugh. So this isn't just a plot point.
Yeah.
The story is immediately setting up its core tension, right? Fated encounters versus, destiny being actively messed with.
Absolutely.
Ah.
Can fate hold true if memory's erased? If cults can just wipe the slate clean? It really questions that idea of an unavoidable destiny.
So Li Xiaoyao, completely amnesiac now, meets Linger again.
But doesn't recognize her at all, which is obviously incredibly painful for her.
I bet.
Yet, even without any memory, he feels this pull towards her. It's strange. He agrees to go with her to Immortal Spirit Island to find her grandmother.
That pull of destiny, maybe, even without memory?
Maybe, or just an innate connection.
Mm-hmm.
But it's from here his path takes another wild turn because someone new enters the picture.
Ah, yes, Lin Yuru.
Yeah. And she's introduced, fiercely beating up a couple.
Yeah, quite the interest. Then she targets Linger.
She does, but Li Xiaoyao steps in.
Yeah.
And his tactic for stopping her,
It's ridiculous. He pulls down her belt.
right. It's comical, but it tells you something about his unconventional style, not your typical hero move.
Definitely not. But then later, she accidentally injures him.
Yeah. Which leads, ironically, to Linger desperately using magic to heal him. And then Yuru ends up taking care of him while he recovers.
Okay, so the triangle starts forming right there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yuru clearly starts developing feelings for Li Xiao, even if hidden. But his core connection, that pull, it's still towards Linger.
And things get even more complicated for Linger, right? With her transformation.
Oh, yeah. Her new heritage starts manifesting physically. Her lower body transforms into a snake tail.
Wow, that must be incredibly distressing for her.
Immensely. It causes her huge self-loathing. She isolates herself. It's really heartbreaking to watch her go through that.
And because of this and her sense of duty, she tries to push him away, towards Yuru.
Exactly. She sees her path as a Nua descendant, as separate, dangerous. She thinks he'd be safer, happier with Yuru.
Even though he tries to, recreate that romantic scene with the red dandelions for her.
Yeah, he tries. But he kind of uses Yuru as a prop, almost, a tool, as the summary puts it. Yeah. And Linger sees this, sees her own path, and her internal struggle leads her to decide she has to leave him.
What's so compelling here is how this love triangle goes beyond just romance. It's about duty, destiny forcing these incredibly difficult choices.
Right. It becomes about self-sacrifice within the romance. Can love survive when it feels like a burden or a danger to the one you love?
Deep stuff. So from there, Linger gets captured and locked up in the Lock Demon Tower.
The Lock Demon Tower, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ominous place. And inside, we learn this tragic backstory about Jiang Ming.
He was a disciple from Shu Mountain, right? The big cultivation sect.
That's the one. He fell in love too, but with a 1,000-year fox demon. He chose love over his righteous path, and it led to destruction, his own tragic end. He becomes a vengeful spirit trapped in the tower.
A cautionary tale, basically. A parallel for Li Xiao.
A very stark warning, yeah. But Li Xiao and Yuru, they refuse to just leave Linger there.
They decide to go in after her into
Yeah.
this dangerous tower.
They do. It's incredibly brave. And the tower, well, it holds secrets, including the key to Li Xiao's lost memories.
But first, Linger tries to protect them.
Yeah, she takes a nameless pill, another memory-wiping thing so they can escape safely. She seemingly forgets everything herself.
Oh man, more memory wiping? But it doesn't stop Li Xiao's memories from returning.
No. As he gets deeper into the tower, it all comes flooding back. Immortal Spirit Island. The marriage. It's symbolized by the Linger mark reappearing on his hand.
Which Yuru sees.
Which Yuri sees, and that's the moment she realizes he's married. She's the third party. Devastating for her.
You really see that cycle, don't you? Suffering, sacrifice, echoing Jiang Ming's story, now hitting Li Xiao and Yuru. These paths seem paved with heartbreak.
They really do. And it leads to Yuru's ultimate sacrifice.
In the collapsing tower.
Yeah. To make sure Li Xiao and Linger get out, she uses her own body to hold up the falling debris.
She saves them, but dies herself.
She does. Her last token to him is her bell.
Yeah.
It's just a moment of incredibly selfless love, profound sacrifice.
Wow. Switching gears slightly, the story introduces a really interesting villain in the Bayou cult leader.
He's fascinating, isn't he? Not just generically evil. He's driven by this, warped scientific curiosity.
He thinks ignorance is a sin.
Yeah. And he's convinced true love doesn't exist. He uses characters like Tang Yu and Anu almost like lab rats, trying to prove his cynical point.
He even has that round earth theory, which is kind of ahead of its time for a villain.
Right. He uses it to explain why Li Xiao couldn't escape his destiny just by flying west. He just circled back unknowingly. Destiny, or maybe just geography, is inescapable.
But love does prove him wrong, doesn't it, through Anu and Teng Yu?
It absolutely does. They start out as this funny, bickering pair, but their bond grows into something really deep.
And in the end, faced with the cult leader's final destructive plans,
They use those half pendants they got years ago from that mysterious elder, the Sword Immortal.
they combine them and wish for peace.
Yeah. And they transform into a pair of Biyinyao lovebirds. One has no arms, the other carries it. It's this incredibly powerful symbol of true love, shared destiny, mutual support.
A direct refutation of the cult leader's whole philosophy.
Exactly. It's cynicism versus hope, played out right there. His cold experiments versus their pure, self-sacrificing love. Love wins that argument.
So the climax then centers on Linger's final act.
Her final stand, yeah. As the Nua descendant, she's the only one who can defeat the water demon beast. just like her mother before her.
History repeating again.
Her final act is to enter the beast's body, sacrificing herself from within to destroy it and save everyone.
Leaving Li Xiaoyao completely alone.
Utterly devastated. He's the last one left of his companions.
Yeah.
He's crying out, refusing to believe she's gone, remembering her promise not to leave him.
But she comes back. Briefly.
Just for a moment. Incredibly heartbreaking. She held on by a thread just to keep that promise. They share one last tender moment, and then she passes away in his arms.
Oh, wow. That's heavy.
It is. But it's through all this immense suffering, this profound loss, that Li Xiaoyao finally understands. He grasps the true meaning of the way.
That fundamental path or principle guiding life.
Exactly. And he becomes the 27th generation head of the Shu Mountain Sword Sect. His journey culminates in this understanding born from pain.
And this is reflected in the Sword Saint's realization too, right?
Yeah, the Sword Saint, who was Jiang Ming's master, remember, he confesses his own way, was wrong. He thought following nature meant detachment, letting things happen, even evil, not intervening.
He misunderstood his own path, his Tao.
She did. He chose detachment over love, over action, and that led directly to Jiang Ming's tragedy and his own deep regret.
So he sees in Li Xiaoyao the true way, compassionate action, sacrifice, protecting loved ones, not just watching from the sidelines.
Precisely. Which really brings up that big question for all of us, doesn't it? What kind of way do you choose when you face tough choices, big responsibilities?
Yeah. Are you passive or do you act, even knowing the cost?
We've journeyed through this world where fate and free will are constantly clashing, where love is tested by duty, by sacrifice, and where the way isn't some fixed roadmap.
No, it's a personal journey, right? Forged through experience, empathy, and often profound loss.
This deep dive really shows that heroism isn't just about sword skills. It's about the choices you make when things seem impossible.
It's about the resilience of love, understanding that sometimes the greatest path involves sacrificing yourself for something bigger.
So as you think about the challenges in your own life, what kind of way will you choose to walk?
Will you be a passive observer of fate, or will you actively try to shape your path, knowing that real understanding, maybe, only comes through the deepest connections and the toughest sacrifices?